Hello and welcome to Press TV's Top 5. An Israeli soldier who shot dead a wounded Palestinian man last March is convicted of manslaughter. Elor Azaria's sentence is expected at a later date, and he faces up to 20 years in prison. The soldier had shot Abdul Fattah al-Sharif in the head while the victim was lying on the ground. The case burst into public view when a video of the shooting emerged and went viral. Palestinians and rights groups say the case proves that Israelis use excessive force against Palestinians. Mick Napier, a Scottish-Palestine Solidarity Campaign, joins us from Edinburgh. This video, obviously, when it was surfaced and went viral, showed the brutality of the way that this Palestinian was executed. But is the person who committed this crime, is he a victim of the way that perhaps they've been instructed to deal with Palestinians? And I'm referring to the shoot-to-kill policy.
Well, the record will show that he certainly feels hard done by. He thinks that when he shot the helpless Palestinian in the head, that he was carrying out what was the orders, the behaviour that was expected of him. And he certainly thinks that had there not been a Palestinian nearby with a video camera or a mobile phone with a camera, then none of this would ever have happened. And indeed, if you analyse the film, you can see that that's the case. After he's executed, after the Palestinian is killed, is murdered, then the soul anything remarkable has happened. And it's only later when the film becomes known that charges are lodged against this man. And he's not charged with murder. This man's a sergeant in the Israeli army. And sergeants in any army are expected to be more disciplined than rank-and-file soldiers. They're the people who are expected to carry out and to convey the orders from above to the soldiers below them. And I think when he killed the helpless Palestinian, there's many examples to show that soldiers who execute, for example, children, think that they're behaving ethically. I myself spoke to the father of a young girl who was killed by Israeli soldiers, murdered. The only thing that was unusual about that incident was that the recordings were played on Israeli TV between the conversations between the soldiers. And the officer who killed the young girl said, quote, his defence was that he was confirming the kill. And the defence case in court was that this is standard operating procedure in the Israeli army, that when someone is shot, a so-called terrorist, i.e. a Palestinian, then the standard procedure is to execute them however helpless they are. So this is standard procedure. Azaria can be forgiven for very little, but he can be forgiven for thinking that this is standard procedure. And in Hebron especially, we see a horrendous racist arrangement. I mean, I've been there many times. I've seen the graffiti on the walls, kill the Arabs, gas the Arabs. I've seen soldiers protecting genocidal settlers as they humiliate Palestinians just as a pastime. So the whole situation in Hebron is a microcosm of the West Bank, and the killing by Azaria of this helpless Palestinian simply shows that we have in the West Bank a system of no law. It's a lawless system where the killing of Palestinians rarely goes punished. And in the last year, 100 Palestinians have been killed, and of course no one has been charged. I say a system of no law. Actually, it's a system of two legal systems. There's a military law for the Palestinians, where whenever Palestinians are caught in the system, it's 100% conviction rate. And there's a quite separate civil legal system for settlers. So it really is a system which lends itself to the murder of Palestinians by Israeli soldiers and settlers with a feeling of impunity that nothing will ever happen to them. Okay. And if the film hadn't been taken by Mr. I think his name is Emad Abu Shamsia, then there would certainly have been no charges for murder. We should remember, by the way, Emad, the man who took the film, had his house broken into by the family of the soldier who was on trial, and he's been offered large sums of money to change his testimony, and he's also suffered hundreds and hundreds of death threats if he fails to change his testimony. He's a very brave man indeed to take that film.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Mick Napier, Scottish-Palestine Solidarity Campaign from Edinburgh.